This is my review of the state of play, and before we get to all the things that I've seen, let me cover what happened at the end of the state of play announcements.
Well, that's a wrap on our very first episode of State of Play. This was just the beginning. We'll be back throughout the year to share new announcements, first look trailers, and other updates from the world of PlayStation.
Okay, so more announcements are coming. More episodes are coming. Why would they show The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and all the other games and updates that you guys want in just the first episode, eliminating the other things that they could share throughout the rest of the year? Since they said they're going to be back each month, clearly, that means they will be back in the month of June. That is E3 territory. That means they're going to have a E3 state of play where they might be giving out more updates on games we care about. Also, somebody raised this point on Twitter. Very, very smart. Why would you show off The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, and Death Stranding when Days Gone is about to come out? You would undercut that game, and people might not be excited about that game anymore, seeing as though the three games I just named are clearly a little bit farther away. One of them might be releasing this year, but I don't believe all three. Again, I talked about this on the PlayStation Legion Hangouts many times, that 7-month gap between Days Gone and fall. We do got a release window for Concrete Genie that is coming out this fall. Dreams is still coming out, but we did not get an update on the early access. Again, each month they're going to have a state of play. Whether you hate it or not, they're going to have one. The reason why I'm using this gameplay is clearly because the other group of gamers that were watching the state of play more than the PS4 gamers were not Xbox fans. It was not the PC community. It was the Nintendo community. They felt threatened that Sony announced this. I don't think they had this much outrage that Microsoft was doing it inside Xbox compared to what Sony did. I've watched Nintendo Directs a lot. You know, I'm a Mario fan. I'm an old school Nintendo fan. I love Zelda. You know, I love Star Fox. Wave Race was one of my favorite N64 games, besides No Mercy. But as far as the setup, I liked PlayStation setup more, specifically because it was straight to the point. I liked the interface. It was not 30 minutes. It was not even 20 minutes. It was less than 19 minutes. It just kept rolling on and rolling on. No offense to anybody that's going to be salty about this, but I did not see any puppets. I didn't see Sean Layden in his office walking around looking at fucking Beanie Babies and shit that are remnants of the past of Nintendo, or in this case past of PlayStation. I didn't see any of that. I saw stop us from worrying about how the hell we're going to find out what they're trying to do. Now, state of play is basically going to keep us distracted throughout the rest of the year. Games will come out on the PS4 through the rest of the year, but state of play is to keep us distracted until the PlayStation experience at the end of the year, where they probably are going to reveal the PS5. Again, they're not going to E3, so their focus isn't 100% there. State of play is a way to get information out very quickly without bothering developers to go on stage and interrupt their development cycle. I think it's awesome. I think it's helpful to the whole ecosystem of what PlayStation is trying to do, while also trying to transition over to the next generation of gaming. And that's what a lot of people are not understanding. Now, if you're going to hate on it, that's cool. If you didn't like it, that's cool. I wasn't in favor of the whole conference, or whatever we're going to call it, because I don't have a VR. But I'm going to say one thing. When I saw Iron Man at the beginning, I thought that was a fucking awesome way to start out, you know. And then you heard the lady talk about, we're going to give updates and all of that shit. It wasn't a familiar voice. I like that. That, you know, they're going to have their own voice. They're not going to have somebody like, you know, their version of Reggie, which I don't know, maybe Sean Layden or Shu. They're going to have just a robotic lady voice, I don't know how to describe it, but it was a very nice, relaxing voice. Came up there, told us what was going on. As simple as that. As far as the conference, I give it a review score. For me, I probably give it a 7 out of 10. Okay. Because even though I did not like VR, they still gave us the updates on games that I did want to see. Now, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding. We could not expect them to release or reveal information about all those games right before Days Gone comes out. That would be really, really stupid of Sony to do so. Days Gone is less than a month away now. It's 29 days away, and you got to give that game its time to shine. Now, after Days Gone, or the month of April, at the end of April, when they do another, let's see, what is it, State of Play, then we're going to get more updates on other games. Don't expect them to keep coming back to us with the same shit. Now, you can also expect them to talk about third-party titles that clearly will sell better on PlayStation. We can also expect them to talk about DLC and other types of updates. I just can't wait. I mean, they're not going to E3, but they're going to have a State of Decay. I said State of Decay. I said State of Play. They're going to have a State of Play in the month of June. So they will be talking about some big ticket games. I expect them to, that they have not been able to reach. So we got March out the way. So then we have April, May, and then June. So, June is basically 2 months away. April, May, and then we'll be in June. And they will give us a State of Play. Now, I don't know if the State of Play is always going to be at the edge of every month. Maybe that's just this first episode. But I'm actually happy that people hated State of Play, because it will give them constructive criticism to make it even better. But in a show like this, you're basically just going to give out better information. Simple as that. That's the best you can do. Thank you guys for watching.